Welcome. Thank you. It is hot. I'm going to talk fast. Well, fast for me anyway. Welcome to the celebration of the completion of the four-laning of the Southern Missouri Corridor of Commerce. Thank you for being here. When I think of this celebration and what brought this together, there's a few words that come to mind. I think of teamwork. I think of tenacity. I think of patience. I think of prosperity. I think of leadership. I think of advocate. And the first thing I want to do is, the city of Poplar Bluff is a great advocate, and I want to present Mayor Eddington with a small plaque to demonstrate our appreciation of the city's efforts and his efforts as we work together.
Oops, sorry.
And all our constituents out there, and welcome and thank you to our representative and our state senator and everybody that made this possible. And I'm keeping mine quick.
Mayor, thank you. To the city of Poplar Bluff, you want to talk about a community that demonstrates leadership. They're a community that demonstrates leadership. They see a vision and they see how to get things done, and they pull together the folks that's required to get it done. You know, you want to talk about leadership and guiding the Missouri Department of Transportation. We have good leadership, great leadership in our commission, and we're fortunate that the chairman of the Missouri Highway and Transportation Commission is with us this afternoon, Chairman Rudy Farber.
Thanks very much. As hot as it is, I'm going to be brief. You might ask what somebody from Southwest Missouri knows about Highway 60, especially over in this part of the world. But my wife is from Georgia, and from 1967 on, when we moved to Missouri, I've driven 60. And I can tell you, the way it is now is just a whole lot better than it was in 1967. When you get behind those log trucks, it was just forever. I also want to thank the folks that worked on this project. We've got a great team at MoDOT, and they really did a marvelous job. This highway is going to mean so much for your communities and all the communities along it. Economic development, we mean jobs, safety, and that's really what it's all about. Now, because it's really warm, I've cut my speech to where it is now, and I know that you'll all appreciate it. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for those words, and thank you for the time that you've dedicated to transportation and serving on the Highway and Transportation Commission. I mentioned advocate is one of those words that comes to mind on a day like today, and I tell you what, we've got some outstanding advocates for Missourians in Washington, and it's my pleasure to introduce probably the best advocate, the best listener, the best go get the money and bring it home to Missouri that's ever been around, and that's United States Senator Kit Bond.
Thanks very much, Mark, for that warm introduction. Usually when you introduce a senator for brief remarks, it's a triumph of hope over experience. But I'm going to put aside the 20-page remarks I have. I'll submit them for the record if anybody cares. But I have to thank you for, Mark, for your people who worked for Southeast Missouri, and a sincere thank you to Rudy Farber for the tremendous leadership he's provided to the Highway Commission. Truly one of the finest I've ever known. And I am delighted to celebrate this historic opening of 60. For the 40 years I've served Missourians, I've always said that good roads are critical for communities' growth, for economic development and safety. Good roads connect people and communities, attracts business, help businesses grow, a high quality of life for people who live here, and the corridor will provide much safer access and more capacity for thousands of tourists who will be coming here every day. And when I step aside, I may be a tourist visiting these cities and doing a little fishing. But it's been a challenge for us to get where we are today. Some of you remember back in 1987, we're getting 76 cents back on every dollar we sent to Washington, and the bureaucrats took the money and sent it to other states. But I'm not really wild about being shortchanged, so I went to work to do something about it, and working with Joanne Emerson in the House of Representatives, we've increased the state share of highway dollars, so for every dollar we send in, we get a few cents more than a dollar. And I quit saying bad things about donee states, but we're proud to do one, and quite frankly, once we're able to get projects like this for Highway 60, what I saw in 67 coming in, you know that the people of this area were right. In my view, after a lot of experience, Washington does not know best. It's the people who live here who know best. And you, your local leadership, as Mark has already mentioned, has been tremendous. Poplar Bluff has been behind this, behind 67, and so many other great things. And all along this southern corridor of commerce across Missouri on 60, there are community leaders, officials, and others who have helped it become a reality. And to all of you, I commend you for your leadership and your understanding that the investment in 60 is an important investment in the lives and livelihood of future generations. As I close, a very special thank you to someone who is totally dedicated to the citizens of the 8th Congressional District. She's been a great working partner, and I have been so pleased to be able to work with her. But her leadership on this project has been critical in bringing us to the point where we can celebrate its completion today. Joanne, I am very grateful to you, not just for our working partnership, but what you have been able to do for all the people that we both serve in southeast Missouri. Thank you, and safe travels.
Senator, thank you. And you know, I mentioned that word advocate, and the thing that makes a difference between a good advocate and a great advocate is passion and heart. And there's somebody on this stage here that has no greater passion, no greater heart for this project. And you want to talk about tenacity and just sticking with it until it's done, and with a passion that's unbelievable. And that's our own United States Representative, Joanne Emerson.
Before I even start my remarks about this project, let me say to you, Kit Vaughn, I think I can speak on behalf of every single person here to tell you not only thank you for a phenomenal job, well done, but to also let you know how much all of us are going to miss you. And we thank you. And it's really the commitment that you have had for all of southeast Missouri, southwest Missouri, and your real understanding and your real love for it that has just been, you've been by our side, really making all this happen, and I'll forever be grateful, and I know everyone else will too. Let me say that I never thought this day would happen, but it's here. And it does, even if it's 100+ degrees, it is here. And I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank MoDOT for the extraordinary job that Mark has done. Tom Stain on the western side, Scott Myers before him, and Royce Fugate before Tom on the western side of the district. We are blessed with what I believe are the two very best districts of MoDOT in the whole state, and I want to thank you. I want to thank the whole team. I want to thank to all of the people who worked so hard to build this highway in a heat like this, in hotter heat even than this, in rain, sometimes even in snow, to make this highway come in on budget, on time, and make it be something that will forever live way beyond any of us. But really, this, as Kit said, nothing good comes from Washington most of the time. But it was the vision of our leaders here in Poplar Bluff, in Butler County, and in all of the different communities along the way from Sikeston to Willow Springs that made this possible. Their vision, their understanding that if you build it, you know, they will come. like in Field of Dreams. And so I want to thank all of you, and particularly Butler County, for what you've done to not only help Highway 60 along, but also Highway 67. Our children and our grandchildren are going to see what an amazing creation this 4-laning of Highway 60 will make, because it will bring incredible economic growth, more opportunities for our children, and it will forever change the lives of the people who live up and down Highway 60. So to all of you, I thank you so very much. Thanks for having the patience to stick with us as we try to get it done, and most importantly, congratulations to you for a job well done.
Representative, thank you, and that concludes the speaking portion. We're going to gather right in front of the podium here to cut the ribbon, and I'd like to ask the Butler County Commissioners if you would come up and join us for the ribbon cutting. Butch, I know you're back there. Come on up. And Mayor, if you would join us for that. Tom, if you could come up, and if there's other, I know there's other community leaders that don't have a government role, and we need y'all to participate in this as well.
Ed, Ron?